First contact gone wrong, the colony ship Dawn Runner floated in the darkness between stars. Inside its metal walls, 3,000 people lived and worked. They were humanity's first attempt to build a home beyond their own solar system. The ship had traveled for 8 long years to reach this distant planet. Captain Tom Harris stood on the bridge. He watched the blue and green world grow larger on the screens. After so many years in space, they would finally walk on solid ground again. His crew had families aboard, children who barely remembered Earth, old people who had risked everything for this new start. "Sir, we have something on sensors," said the young officer at the console. Her name was Lisa. She had been born during the journey. Tom moved closer. "What is it?" "Ships, multiple contacts. They just appeared out of nowhere." Tom's heart beat faster. This was it. First contact with alien life. Humanity had dreamed of this moment for centuries. He pressed the communication button. "This is Captain Tom Harris of the human colony ship Dawn Runner. We come in peace. We are explorers and settlers. Please respond." Silence filled the bridge. The alien ships moved closer. There were 12 of them. Each one was larger than the Dawn Runner. Their design was strange. Sharp angles and dark metal. Nothing like human ships. "Send the message again," Tom ordered. "Use all frequencies." Lisa worked at her station. "Still no response, Captain." "They're getting closer." The alien vessels formed a circle around the Dawn Runner. Tom felt sweat on his forehead. Something was wrong. This didn't feel like a welcome. Try visual signals. Mathematics. Anything they might understand. Minutes passed like hours. The alien ships moved into position. Their weapons ports opened. Tom saw it on the screen. His blood ran cold. "Captain, they're charging weapons." Lisa shouted. "Shields up. Emergency broadcast to all decks." This is not a drill. The first blast hit before Tom could say more. The entire ship shook. Alarms screamed. Lights flickered. On the screens, Tom saw more weapons fire. The aliens were shooting at them. "Return fire." Tom yelled. But the Dawn Runner was a colony ship. It had only basic defensive weapons. Nothing that could fight a war fleet. Another hit. Worse than the first. Explosions tore through the lower decks. Tom heard screams over the communication system. People were dying. His people, families, children. Damage report. Hull breaches on decks 5 through 9. Life support failing in multiple sections. Medical bays gone. "Captain, we have over 800 casualties." Tom grabbed his chair as another blast rocked the ship. This couldn't be happening. They had come in peace. They had done nothing wrong. Why were the aliens attacking? "Get everyone to the escape pods." "Emergency evacuation." "Sir, we'll never get everyone out in time." "Do it anyway." "And send a distress signal." "Maximum power. It has to reach Earth." The bridge crew worked through the chaos. Tom heard the evacuation alarms. He saw families running through corridors on the internal cameras. Parents carrying children. Old people helped by the young. All of them terrified. The alien ships kept firing. They showed no mercy. They wanted to destroy the Dawn Runner completely. Tom didn't understand why. What had humanity done to deserve this? "Distress signal sent, Captain. It will take 8 years to reach Earth. Then Earth will know. They'll know that aliens fired first. They'll know what happened here." One final blast tore through the bridge. Tom's last thought was of home, of Earth, of humanity. He hoped they would be ready. He hoped they would remember this day that the Dawn Runner broke apart in the darkness. Escape pods scattered like seeds in the wind. Most were destroyed. Only a handful escaped. They carried the survivors and the message. Humanity's first contact had become humanity's first war, and the aliens had no idea what they had just awakened. Asterisk. The sleeping giant awakens 8 years later. The distress signal reached Earth. Admiral James Kane sat in the military command center deep beneath the surface. He was old now, gray hair and tired eyes. He had seen many things in his life, but nothing like this. The message played again on the screen. Captain Tom Harris's final words. The images of the attack. The Dawn Runner being torn apart. 3,000 people murdered without warning. Without reason. How long ago did this happen? Asked President Maria Lopez. She had flown in from the capital as soon as the signal arrived. 8 years, ma'am, James said. The attack happened 8 years ago. By now, those aliens probably think they got away with it. Maria's face was hard. How many survivors? 43. They made it to the planet in escape pods. They've been living there, hiding, waiting. They sent follow-up signals. The aliens are still there, still occupying the system. They took our colony world. The room was silent. Every person there felt the same anger, the same need for justice. What do we know about these aliens? Maria asked. A scientist named Dr. Paul stood up. He brought up images on the main screen. We call them the Draven. Their empire controls about 30 star systems. They're aggressive, territorial. They attack first and ask questions never. Our intelligence suggests they've done this before. To other species. How many ships do they have? James asked. In that system? About 20 warships. In their entire empire? Maybe 300. James smiled. It was not a kind smile. Then they've made a serious mistake. Maria looked at him. Admiral, what are you thinking? Humanity hasn't fought a real war in 60 years, ma'am. We've been peaceful, building, exploring, but we haven't been sleeping. Our factories can build ships, lots of ships. Our weapons research never stopped. We've been preparing for this day without even knowing it. How long to mount a response? Give me 2 years. I'll give you a fleet that will make the Draven regret they ever heard of humanity. Maria nodded. You have authorization. Full mobilization. Whatever you need. The word went out across Earth, across Mars, across every human colony and station. Humanity was going to war. The shipyards roared to life. Factories that had built peaceful vessels now created warships. Thousands of them. Humanity's industrial might was terrifying when focused on a single goal. New weapons emerged from secret research labs. Railguns that could punch through any armor. Missiles that could track targets across millions of miles. Energy shields that could withstand incredible damage. And the kinetic strike ships. Fast vessels loaded with dense metal rods. Simple, cheap, devastating. Soldiers enlisted by the millions. Young and old. They all remembered the Dawn Runner. They all wanted justice. Admiral James trained them hard. He turned civilians into warriors. He taught them that mercy was for those who asked for peace. The Draven had asked for war instead. 2 years passed. The fleet was ready. 500 warships. Each one larger than anything the Draven had. Each one carrying enough firepower to level a city. Behind them came support ships. Medical vessels. Supply carriers. Troop transports. Humanity wasn't just sending an attack force. They were sending an invasion. James stood on the bridge of the Vengeance. The flagship. The most powerful ship humanity had ever built. All ships report ready, Admiral, said Commander Lisa Grant. She was the daughter of the young officer from the Dawn Runner. Her mother had died in that attack. Now she would have revenge. Set course for the Draven system, James ordered. Maximum speed. And Lisa? Yes, sir? When we get there, I want you to send them a message. Tell them we received their first message loud and clear. Now we're sending our reply. The fleet jumped to faster than light speed. The journey would take 3 years. James used that time to train his people even more, to plan every detail, to make sure nothing would go wrong. The Draven had no idea what was coming in their system. The aliens continued their daily lives. They had forgotten about the Dawn Runner, just another primitive species that had wandered into Draven space. They had dealt with it like they dealt with all others, with violence. But the Draven had never met anyone like humanity before. They had never encountered a species that remembered every wrong, that planned their revenge with cold precision, that could turn their entire civilization into a war machine in just 2 years. The Draven were about to learn a terrible lesson. Never fire first on humanity. Because humanity's second shot never misses. Asterisk. The price of first blood 3 years later. The human fleet arrived. The Draven sensors detected them at the edge of the system. Commander Vex stared at his screen in the orbital station. 500 contacts. All of them big. All of them heading straight for Draven positions. What are those? Asked his second officer. I don't know. Send a warning. Tell them to leave Draven space immediately. The reply came in seconds. It was a human voice. Cold, calm, terrifying. This is Commander Lisa Grant of the human warship Vengeance. 8 years ago, you destroyed our colony ship. You killed 3,000 of our people. They came in peace. You answered with violence. Now we answer back. This is your only warning. Surrender now or be destroyed. Vec felt his blood chill. The humans, the primitive species they had eliminated years ago. But that was impossible. They had been helpless. Their ship had barely fought back. Raise shields. Alert all Draven ships. Battle stations. The 20 Draven warships moved into defensive positions. They had faced many enemies before. They always won. Their technology was superior. Their warriors were trained, but they had never faced humanity at war. The human fleet didn't slow down. They didn't negotiate. They just opened fire. The first volley was devastating. Railgun rounds traveling at incredible speeds. They hit Draven shields like hammers. 3 ships exploded immediately. Their shields had done nothing. Impossible. Vec shouted, "Return fire. Destroy them." The Draven ships fired their energy weapons, powerful beams that could cut through mountains. But the human ships had shields too. New shields. The Draven weapons splashed harmlessly against them. Then the human missiles came. Thousands of them. They swarmed through space like angry insects. Draven point defense systems tried to shoot them down. They got some, but not enough. Never enough. Explosions tore through the Draven fleet. Ships broke apart. Crews died by the thousands. In just 10 minutes, half the Draven forces were gone. Admiral James watched from the Vengeance Bridge. His face showed no emotion, no joy, no anger, just cold determination. Send in the kinetic strike ships, he ordered. 20 smaller human vessels broke formation. They accelerated to incredible speeds. Each one carried dense metal rods. Simple weapons. Ancient concept. Devastating results. They dove toward the Draven colony on the planet below. The colony where survivors from the Dawn Runner had been hiding for 8 years. The colony the Draven had built on humanity's world. The metal rods hit like the fist of an angry god. Each impact released energy equal to a nuclear weapon. But without radiation, without fallout. Just pure kinetic destruction. Draven military bases vanished in seconds. Their orbital stations fell from the sky. Their command centers became craters. The Draven on the ground ran in terror. But there was nowhere to hide from humanity's fury. In orbit, Commander Vex's station was dying. Fires burned on every deck. His crew was abandoning ship. He sent one final message to the Draven homeworld. The humans are not what we thought. They are not weak. They are monsters. We awakened something terrible. Tell the Empire. Tell everyone. Never attack humanity. Never. The transmission ended as the Vengeance fired its main cannon. The orbital station exploded into dust. The battle was over in 3 hours. 20 Draven warships destroyed. Every military installation on the planet eliminated. The Draven colony forces surrendered. They had no choice. But Admiral James wasn't finished. The human fleet didn't leave. Instead, they stayed. They built a permanent base in the system. They rescued the 43 survivors from the Dawn Runner, the people who had waited 8 years for salvation. Then James sent a message, not just to the Draven homeworld, but to every alien species within 100 light years, to every civilization that might be watching. This is Admiral James Kane of the human military fleet. 8 years ago, the Draven attacked our colony ship without warning. They killed 3,000 peaceful explorers. They thought we would forget. They thought wrong. We are humanity. We remember everything. We forgive nothing. To all species listening, understand this simple truth. We come in peace. We offer friendship. We seek cooperation. But if you fire first on us, we will respond. And our response will be total, absolute, devastating. The Draven learned this lesson. Let them be the last who need to. Humanity is here. We are strong. And we will defend our people no matter what the cost. The message spread across the galaxy like wildfire. The Draven Empire tried to send more ships. The human fleet destroyed them too. Battle after battle. Humanity won every time. Finally, the Draven leadership came to Earth. They begged for peace. President Maria met them in the council chamber. She looked at the alien leaders with cold eyes. Peace? She asked. You want peace now? After you murdered our people? Yes, the Draven leader said. His voice was broken, defeated. We were wrong. We didn't understand. Please, no more death. Here are our terms, Maria said. You will leave that system forever. It belongs to humanity now. You will pay for the construction of a monument to every person you killed. You will open your borders to human observers. And you will tell every species you meet that humanity must never be attacked. Do you accept? Yes, all of it. Please. The Draven left Earth humiliated, broken. They told their story across the galaxy. Other aggressive species heard it. They changed their policies. Some even reached out to humanity with genuine friendship. 10 years later, the colony on the New World thrived. The monument stood in the center of the main city. 3,000 names carved in stone. Captain Tom Harris at the top. Admiral James visited on the anniversary of the attack. He was very old now, but he stood straight before the monument. We remembered, he said quietly. We all remembered. Behind him, the human colony stretched to the horizon. Cities, farms, families, life. Exactly what the Dawn Runner had wanted to build. The aliens had fired first. But humanity had the last word. And the galaxy would never forget it. The end?